Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you are having a wonderful day. Today's tutorial is one of that so many of you have been requesting. We are going to crochet a beautiful, elegant and particle table mat that is perfect for everyday use for decorating your dining table, coffee tables or side table. If you enjoy making handmade home decor, then you are going to love this project. It's simple enough for beginners, relaxing for experienced couchers, and the finished result looks absolutely stunning. The texture is so beautiful, the stitches are easy to learn, and the pattern is repetitive, making it a wonderful project to work on while listening to music or enjoy a cup of tea. Before I begin, let's gather our supplies. For this project, I am using cotton yarn because it creates a strong, durable, and washable table mat. You can choose any color you like. Natural shades like modern and elegant look, while bright colors make your table cheerful and vibrant. You will also need a crochet hook that matches your yarn, a pair of scissors, and a yarn needle for weaving in the sense. If this is your first time visiting my channel, welcome. I share easy crochet tutorials, beginners friendly projects, creative home decor ideas, and beautiful handmade designs every week. If you enjoy crochet, do not forget to subscribe and turn on notification so you never miss a tutorial. We will now let's begin. We will start by making a slip knot. Do not worry if you are beginner. I will explain every step carefully. All your yarn comfortable. Create a slip knot and place it into your crochet hook. Next, we will make our foundation chain. Keeps your chain relaxed and even because they form the base of the entire project. Avoid yarn too tightly as that can make the first row difficult to crochet. Once you have completed your foundation chain, you will work into a second chain from the hook. Continue placing one stitch into each chain across the row. Take your time and count your stitches carefully. Counting stitches may seem in a small detail, but it's one of the best habits you can develop because it helps keep your spirit and work straight and even. As we continue building the rows, you will notice the pattern becoming easier to remember. Crochet is wonderfully relaxing because after a few rows, your hands naturally find the rhyme. There is something incredibly satisfying about watching simple strand of yarn transform into a beautiful handmade piece. One helpful tip is to check your edges after every row. If your table mat start getting narrower or wider, it usually means you have accidentally skipped a stitch or add an extra one. Catching these little mistakes early will save you time later. The texture we're creating today is simple yet elegant. It is suitable for modern home, farmers, decor, kitchens, or classic dining room. And table mats are also make thoughtful gifts for birthdays, weddings, housewarming, parties, or holiday celebration. People truly appreciate receiving something made with care and love. As you continue crocheting, do not rush. Enjoy the process. Every stitch you make adds personality to your project, even if your first table mat is not perfect. Remember that every experienced crocheter started as a beginner. Practice makes progress. Every project teaches you something new. Now you are reaching the middle section of the table mat. At this point, you can pause and check the size. If you do it like a larger mat, simply continue repeating these rows until you reach your desired length. That's one of wonderful things about crochet. You can easily customize the size to fit your needs. When you have reached the perfect length, we'll work the final row to try to keep your stitches consistent so the borders look clean and professional. A neat fishing row can completely transform the appearance of your work project. Now it's time to fasten off hanji. Now it's time to fasten off, cut the yarn, leaving the tail yet long enough to wave insecurely. Pull the yarn through the last loop and tighten gently. Using your yarn needle, wave the yarn through several stitches on the back of work. This help keeps everything secure and gives your table mat polished finish. And there we have it, our beautifully handmade coffee table mat is complete. It's not amazing that we can create with just on a hook and a little patience. Whether you are making this for yourself or as a gift, I hope you are proud of that you are created today. A handmade table mat is one of those projects that instantly adds warmth and personality to your home. Whether you place it on your dining table, coffee table, kitchen counter, or bedside table, it creates a cozy and welcoming atmosphere. It also makes thoughtful handmade gifts for birthdays, weddings, anniversaries, housewarming celebrations, or holidays. Before we start crocheting, looks at the materials you will need. मेरे खुद के इतने नाखून में खोए हुए हैं. I am using soft cotton yarn because it holds its shape beautifully, it is durable and is easy to wash. If you do not have cotton yarn, you use another yarn with similar thickness, but keep in mind that the final texture and size may vary. You will also need a crochet hook that matches your yarn, a pair of sharp scissors, a measuring tape if you want to check the size as you go, and a yarn needle to waves in the end. One of the wonderful things about crochet is that every project is unique. Even if hundreds of people follow the same pattern, each finished piece reflects the maker's own style, color choices, and stitching tension. That's what makes handmade items so special. If you are completely a new crochet, do not worry. I will explain each step clearly and slowly. Take your time, pause the video whenever you need, and enjoy the learning process. Crochet is not about finishing quickly, it is about relaxing, creating something beautiful, elegant, and enjoy every stitch. Let's begin with our slip knot. Hold the yarn comfortably in your hands, create your first loop, place it on the 4:05. Place it on the crochet hook and tighten it gently so it sits securely without being too tight. The first step may seem simple but is not the project the beginning of a beautiful handmade. Now we will make our foundation chain. Try to keep each chain stitch the same size. Consistent chain stitches will make the rest of your work much easier and help create smooth, even edges. If your chain becomes too tight, do not worry. Simply loosen your grip slightly and continue at a comfortable pace. As you continue making the foundation chain, remember that crochet improves with practice. Every stitch teaches your hand a little more, and before long, you will notice your movements becoming smoother and more natural. Many experienced crocheters still remember the excitement of completing their very first project. So, if this is your first table mat, you are starting a wonderful creative journey. Once the foundation chain is complete, we will work into second chain from the hook. Insert your hook on over pull through and complete the stitch. Continue placing one stitch into every chain across the row. Count your stitches carefully because accurate stitch counts help keep our edges straight and your project symmetrical. When you reach the end of the row, chain one, turn your work and begin the next row. This turning chain allows us to continue building our fabric evenly Notice how quickly the textures start appearing. It's amazing how individual stitches gradually come together from a beautiful pattern. As we continue working row after row, pay attention to your tension. Try to not to pull the yarn too tightly and avoid making your stitches overly loose. Comfortable even tension create a table mat that feels look flat and look neat. If you were to begin curling slightly during the first few rows, do not be concerned. This is completely normal for many crochet projects. As more rows are added, the fabric often relaxes and becomes flatter. If needed, gentle blocking at the end can help create a perfectly smooth finish. Now that we have established the pattern, the project becomes wonderfully relaxing. This is the perfect time to enjoy the rhythm of crocheting. Many people find crochet climbing because the repetitive movements help them unwind after a busy day. It's creative hobby that allows you to slow down, making something useful. As you continue, take a moment to appreciate how your table mat is growing. Every rose adds a little more beauty, and every stitch reflects your patience and creativity. Handmade items carry a special value because they cannot be rushed or mass produced. Each one tells a story of time, care, and craftsmanship. If you would like to make a larger placement, simply continue repeating the same rows until you reach your desired length. You can also experiment with different colors of beige, white, gray, or cream, create an elegant modern style. While bright colors add energy and personality to your home decor, another wonderful idea is to make a matching set. Crochet 4, 6, or even 8 table mats is coordinating colors to create a complete dining table. You can even make matching coasters and a table runners using the same stitch pattern for a beautifully coordinated look. As we work through the next several rows, continue your tracking stitch count on your edges. Small corrections made early will save time later and help your finished project look polished and professional. As we continue building our table mat, you will notice that the pattern begins to flow naturally. This is one of the most enjoyable stages one of the project because you no longer have to think about every single step. Your hands begin to find a comfortable rhythm and the rows start surprising quickly. If this is your very finished crafted project, I want to encourage you not worry about making everything perfect. Every crafter has uneven stitches in the beginning, and that's completely normal. The more you practice, the more consistent your stitches will become. The important thing is to enjoy the creative process, celebrate every row you complete. Take a moment now to look at your work. It is lying flat. Are the edges nice and straight? If everything looks good, you are doing an amazing job. If you notice that you have accidentally added or missed a stitch, you do not have feel discouraged. Crochet teaches patience and even experienced crocheters sometimes undo a few rows to correct small mistakes. It's all part of creating something you are proud of. One thing I love about this table mat pattern is how versatile it is. You can make it single solid color or for a clean and modern appearance, or you can change colors every few rows to create scripted designs. You could even use leftover yarn from previous projects to make colorful, unique table mat that brings playful touch to your home. If you are crocheting, remember to sit comfortably and take short breaks. It your hearts begin feel right, stretch your fingers, relax your shoulder, and then continue. Crochet should always be an enjoyable, relaxing experience. Now let's continue working across the next row. Insert your hook into next stitch, yarn over, pull through, and 23 minute किया complete the stitches as we have been doing. Repeat this process. अभी तो सिर्फ 15 हुई है. Straight the same height and maintain an even tension throughout. You will notice the texture becoming more refined with every new row. This beautiful texture not only about looks attractive but also gives the table mat a sturdy structure, making it perfect for everyday use. Whether you are placing dinner plates, coffees, mugs, flower vases, or decorative candles on it, this handmade mat will help protect your table while adding charming decorative touch. Another wonderful feature of this pattern is that you can easily adjust the size. If you did like a smaller mat for a side table, simply stop if when you reach the desired length. If you are creating a center price of a dining table, continue repeating the rows until exactly its size you need. Many people ask whether handmade crochet table mats can be washed. The answer is yes. If you are using cotton yarn, they can usually be hand washed or machine washed on a gentle cycle, depending on the yarn manufacturer's recommendations. After washing, lace the mat flat to dry so it keeps its beautiful shape. As we move forward, continue counting your stitches every few rows. This remains even from beginning to end. It only takes a minute, but it can save you a lot of time later. Because it is more than just making beautiful things, it is also about creating memories, and every handmade piece tells a story. Perhaps you are making this table mat of your own home, or maybe it's a special gift for someone you love. Either way, the time and care put into every stitch make it truly meaningful. We are now approaching the final section of our table mat. This shape is becoming more noticeable and more can already imagine how beautiful it will look once it's finished. This is always one of my favorite moments because it's so rewarding to see a simple ball of yarn transform into something useful elegant. Keep going at your own every inch or stitch and remember that every row brings you one step closer to completing a handmade creation. As continue crocheting, try to not focus on reaching the end. Instead, another length of each stitch. Crochet is a wonderful way of relax after a busy day. Many people find that it helps them clear their minds and reduce stress because the repetitive moments are so calming. Let's continue working across the next row exactly as before. Insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull the yarn through, and complete your stitch. Repeat this process one stitch at a time until you reach the end of row. There is no need to rush. Slow and steady stitches usually create the neatest finished result. If you are following along me, your table's mat should be ground beautifully. Every edges should remain straight and texture should look even across the entire piece. If your edges begin to curve inward or outward, simply count your stitches again. Most of the time the issues can be fixed by finding when missed or extra stitch. This pattern is also perfect if you are planning to sell your handmade crochet items. Handmade table mats are popular at craft fairs, online shops, and local markets because they particle beautifully table and for many decorating styles. You can create sets in matching colors or offer custom color combination to suit your customer's home. Imagine placing this finished table mat on your dining table with fresh flowers in the center of using it beneath your favorite coffee mug while reading a small book. Small handmade touches like these can make any space feel warmer and more inviting. If you are making several tables mat, consider preparing all of your yarn before you begin. This helps ensure that each mat has the same size and color consistency, especially if you are creating a matching set. Keeping your attention consistent from one project to the next will also give your handmade collection a professional appearance. We are almost at the finishing stage now. Continue repeating the pattern until you have reached the exact size you would like. Don't worry if your measurements are not identical to time. Crochet naturally varies from person to person because everyone's tension is slightly different. When what matters most is that you are happy with the final result. Before we finish, take one last look over your work. Check for any loose stitches and uneven edges or yarn tails that still to be woven in. Spending a few extra minutes on these finishing details can make a big difference in a polished project. Once you have completely the final row, fasten up your yarn by cutting it, leaving a tail long enough to wave securely. Pull the yarn through the last loop and tighten it gently. Use your yarn needle to wave the tail through several stitches on the back of mat. This keeps everything secure while hiding the yarn neatly. Congratulations, you have just completed a beautiful handmade crochet tables mat. Whether this is your first crochet project or one of many, should be proud of what you are created today. Every finished project is another step forward in your crochet journey, and every stitch you have made has helped build your skills. Thank you so much for joining me in today's tutorial. I truly appreciate you spending your time crocheting with me. If you enjoyed this video, please give me it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below telling me what color you choose for the table mat and share this tutorial with friends or family who love crochet. Until next time, stay creative, keep practicing, and most importantly, always stitching. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notification because I have many more crochet tutorials is coming soon, including matching coasters, table runners, baskets, handbags, and beautiful home decor projects that you won't to miss. Bye bye.